Hello everyone, welcome back to another video. My name is Jerry and I'm hailing you from the Antari shipyard. And today we're doing a re-review of Wave 23. This is going to be the U.S.S. Montgolfier, a Sabre class, the first Sabre class we got in the game, I believe. Or that might have been the Jaeger. Either way, this was either the first or second. I believe it is the second. I believe the Jaeger came from the blind boosters. So, I digress. Let's dive into the Sabre class here. So we've got 3233. It is a tech weapon crew with a standard Federation action bar coming in at 22 points. And this ship has a very interesting ability. If your ship has an opposing ship target locked, during the activation phase, you may switch the target lock to a different ship within range 1 to 3 as a free action. So on the surface, the ability doesn't seem like it's that great. However, if you dive into it, notice that it doesn't state anything about cloaked ships. It just says you may switch to a different ship. It doesn't say that it has to be uncloaked or decloaked, or you can't target a cloaked ship. And I know the normal target lock rules say that the ships you can't target cloaked ships, but this is kind of the precursor to the new card that we have, Metaphasics Scan, that allows you to target a cloaked ship. So this is kind of the precursor to that, but it does allow you to switch the token to a cloaked ship because you're not acquiring a new target lock. You are not target locking somebody new. You are moving a token. So it's kind of one of those abilities that was kind of hidden for a pretty long time. Looking at the Sabre maneuver dial, it's got a fairly good maneuver dial. I believe it is the same as the Defiant maneuver dial. It's got one red maneuver, which is the come about, which is one of the very few Federation ships that has the come about. And it's got these nice 2 turns, 3 turns that are all white, and then of course it's got its 90-degree forward firing arc. Looking at the Sabre class generic, it's weapon crew, standard fed bar, you lose a shield. Comes in at 12 points though because it got recosted during the Ships of the Line faction pack, where we got 2 more Sabre classes. So generics are down to 12. To be completely fair, the named classes were recosted down to 15 and 16. So I'm sure the Montgolfier could probably be brought down into line with that, even with the strength of its ability. So the captain we've got here is Orfel Quinteros. Action, roll 3 defense dice, repair 1 damage to your hull for every evade result. Place 1 auxiliary power token beside your ship for each point of damage you repair with this action. He is a captain skill 5. He costs 3. He is one of those captains that is definitely a gamble. It could be useful in some situations. However, he is an action to be a gamble. So if you're going to use him in a build, I highly suggest having a passive way to do some other things, just to ensure that you're maximizing your build. As he eats an action, which is okay. Now, I believe evades are more common on the defense dice than hits are on the attack dice, so you might be able to roll this more often, or at least 1 or 2 more often than you would, but I don't think you'd ever roll all 3. We got a generic Federation captain that came in this, and then of course we've got our 3 time token cost 5 photon torpedoes here. They are just the standard ones we've talked about before. The next weapon that came in this pack is heavy graviton beam. Attack. Discard this card to perform this attack. The defending ship rolls -1 defense die against this attack. You may only fire this weapon from your forward firing arc. If fired against a Borg ship, add +3 dice to this attack. The defending Borg ship cannot roll any defense dice against this attack. It is range 1 to 2, coming at 4. So you got your quintessential anti-Borg weapon here. Coming in with a 6 dice attack that they can't roll any defense dice against, if they have defense dice. So looking at like a scout cube, this could really hurt a scout cube. I like this weapon. I think it's fairly priced. Coming in at 4 could be probably... I think a case could be made for it to be a 3-point card nowadays. But I do like the anti-Borg theme, as the Sabre class is one of those ships that was kind of in the anti-Borg design. So having this be here is a nice little hat or tip of the hat to that. So we got subspace transmitter as the first tech, a cost of 5. Action: disable this card to target a friendly ship within range 1 to 3 of your ship. Place one scan token beside your ship and the target ship. You cannot perform a scan action as a free action this round. Cost of 5. This is way overcosted for what it does. It's fine that it's a disable. That's okay. You can do other things passively, but I think a cost of 5 is asking a lot these days. To me, this is a 2 to 3 point card. And honestly, I don't know which way I fall on that spectrum there. Probably a 3 point card, but I could also see the case for it being made a 2 point card. The point of the matter is the card is just overcosted for what it does. As we've got cards in the game that kind of do this similar or even better now. Next tech was thruster array, cost of 3. Action: discard this card to immediately perform a 1 reverse or a 2 reverse maneuver. Treat this card as a red maneuver, cost of 3. Okay, action: discard. You already know that I'm not a big fan of that. This would have made more sense to me if this was a disable. I do get the one-time use of it. The only reason I say it would have been made more sense as a disable is because it's not going to burn out a thruster array by reversing. To me, discarding it makes it seem like, oh, we're burning it out to use it, and that's not really the case. So disable to do that probably would have made it a little more powerful. So if I were to rework this card, I would make it a disable, and I would remove the 2 reverse, and I would just leave it as a 1 reverse. Still keeping it as a red maneuver. I think that would be completely fine, and 3 points is completely fine for that. Then we get a crew, which is Wesley Crusher. During the activation phase, after you move, if there is an auxiliary power token beside your ship, you may disable this card or perform an action from your action bar. Or, during the activation phase, after you move, you may disable this card to perform an action listed on one of your tech upgrades as a free action. Cost of 5. Okay, severely overcosted. Thankfully, we got a brand new Wesley Crusher that does things a lot better than this from the These Are the Voyages pack. Now, cost of 5 really needs to come down. Most of all, I think the wording can get cleaned up here. This is another Wesley Crusher that is ripe for being redone and kind of reworded and recosted. So that is it for all of the cards from pack Wave 23 from the Montgolfier. Since it is a actual release, there is a mission to it. So let's open up the mission viewer. Here it is. We've got Destroy the Weapon Platform. It is Federation Dominion flavored. Number of players is 2. Looks like we get 1 objective token and 8 mission tokens. Mission overview. Most of the Dominion forces have withdrawn from the Chintaka system, but the system was not left undefended as the Federation Alliance forces would have believed. The Cardassians have deployed many orbital platforms around each of the planets in the system. Can the Federation Alliance advanced ships destroy these weapon platforms, or will the Cardassian defenses turn back the advancing fleet? Dominion player, 120 SP, including at least 3 Dominion ships. Federation player, 150 SP, including at least 3 Federation, Romulan, or Klingon ships, and one of these ships must be a Saber class. Okay, so if we're going to play this thematically, this is before the Breen joined the Dominion, as this is the first Battle of Chintaka. This is what this is based on. So we're going to be looking at Jem'Hadar ships and Dominion Galler class ships. Possibly Keldons too, but I think Gallers are mostly the ones that were involved. For the Federation Alliance, it says it in the thing, you can use Federation, Romulan, or Klingon ships. Map setup. The Dominion player places the objective token anywhere in the play area, but not within range 2 of any edge of the play area. Players then set up as in a normal standard 2-player game. Special rules. Orbital weapons platforms. The objective token represents the orbital weapon platform. Treat this as one of the Dominion player's ships. It has the following stats. Primary weapon value of 6, 0 defense dice, 2 hull, 6 shields. It cannot move, but it may perform either a scan, battle station, or target lock action. It has 360-degree firing arc and may fire up to range 1 to 2. During the end phase of each round, all of the orbital weapon platform's damage shields are repaired. Oof, that makes them pretty tough. The fleet arrives. The mission token represents the passing of time. At the end of each end phase, remove one mission token from the stack. When the last mission token is removed, the remainder of the Federation fleet has arrived and the game ends. Objectives. Federation player. You win if you destroy all of the Dominion ships before the rest of your fleet arrives. For example, the last mission token is removed from the game. Dominion player. You win if you destroy all of the Federation ships. Complete victory. Destroy all of the Federation ships before the game ends and the orbital weapon platform is not destroyed. Marginal victory. Destroy all of the Federation ships before the game ends and the orbital weapon platform is destroyed. So those are complete and marginal victories for the Dominion player. Federation player just needs to try and hang on till all their fleet remains and destroy all of the Dominion ships. So this mission sounds pretty fun. I'm excited to kind of dig into this a little more when we get there. But overall, the Montgolfier is a very interesting pack. It is not necessarily a staple in anybody's builds or fleets that I've seen. If you have played it or used it, leave a comment below. Let's continue the discussion there. But if you see this on the shelf and it's there, it's worth a pickup. Although I am a completionist, I will admit that I prefer to try and have everything, at least one of everything. So, having said all of that, thank you all for watching. Don't forget to give us a thumbs up on the video. Don't forget to share the video with other Attack Wing players. And most of all, we'll see you around the shipyard.